No, none of this. This is just wasting precious minutes.
Go on, number 5.
I'm not going to do it until you
I was
stop
being
doing
your
that.
bed.
I do what?
Hello and welcome to the Popcorn Club's mid-year review. Half the year has passed, so we are going to give you a rundown of our top 5 films each that we think are best so far. Quick caveat is that these are films that have been released in the UK between the
Not the US.
between the 1st of January and the 30th
Some of
of
them
June.
might have come out late last year in the US. They might have been around a while, but for us, they count as this year.
First, let's start with some films that were bubbling under for each of us.
That almost made it.
Didn't quite make the top 5.
My 10 till 6 are The Lego Movie,
Everything is awesome.
Tim's Vermeer, Edge of Tomorrow, Godzilla, and The Raid 2.
Thank God we don't have to talk about The Raid 2. My bubbling unders are Under the Skin, Bubbling Under the Skin. Ew, that sounds horrible. Godzilla, Dallas Buyers Club, Matthew. Wolf of Wall Street, also Matthew. Grand Budapest Hotel. Without further ado, top 5s. Number 5.
Number 5 for me was Inside Llewyn Davis. Cohen's back on form. Not a fan.
No. It was very much like a folk song, and I am not a folk fan.
Well acted, well constructed, nice songs, and good cat action.
My number 5 was American Hustle. Obviously, it's a huge homage to Scorsese.
All style and no
Goodfellas
substance.
thing. No, I think the drama, the cons, the costumes, the hair, the whole thing is just great. The cast are wonderful. Amy Adams, I'm now well acquainted with her boobs, and Jennifer Lawrence, J-Law, who everyone fell in love with her again for good reason. Number 4.
4 for me was Frank, Michael Fassbender in a big papier-mâché helmet, face thing. Somehow managing to emote more than certain other actors we've seen this year do. And
we did review that film on this channel, so we'll link that in the description box. My number 4 was Blue Ruin, again another film that we have reviewed, so again link down below. But it just flipped everything about a typical revenge thriller on its head. It was, really, really tense, really makes you question who you should really be more scared of, the typical stereotypical bad guys or people that are motivated by perhaps more nobler intentions but a bit cray, and also a great arrow in the leg scene. Number 3
for me is Under the Skin, one of your films that didn't quite make it, but I thought it was a great sort of fusion of sci-fi and indie art house cinema that was in equal parts compelling and disturbing and engrossing.
Great candid camera,
Scottishness.
Scottish Scarjo van action.
Yes.
My number 3 was Her. I just thought it was a really brilliant, genuine story about love, about the concept of love, and what it is that we as humans really fall in love with and how complicated that is. And actually it took what's a hugely ridiculous premise on paper and turned it into a really, really heartfelt story, and a completely believable story. And it's not that much of a stretch to think that is something that could genuinely happen in the future, given how much I stroke my iMac. I'm a little bit in love with it already. And great trousers. Number 2.
Number 2 for me was 12 Years a Slave, which I think came out last year in the States, and a lot has already been said about it. It's received all the awards and all the plaudits, so I won't say that much, except that it only narrowly missed out being my top 1 film of the year, mainly because of the Hans Zimmer soundtrack, which is just a little bit too much. It's a little bit too overwhelming, but on the whole...
You were overwhelmed, were you? Yeah. Or was your overwhelmed face? My number 2 was a film we've already mentioned, which is Frank, and again we reviewed it, so I can't add too much to it, but I just thought it was really lovely, really poignant tale of people, group of misfits finding their own place in the world, especially with a man with a ridiculous head. So,
drum roll.
Ow. Number 1.
My number 1 film is your number 3 film, which is Her, and it's another part sci-fi starring Scarlett Johansson film in my top 3.
Should I be worried?
No, well, I surprised even myself that there was
Even my very
that
self.
many similarities between my favourite 3 films of the year, 1 and 3. Yeah, again, it was a really strange little concept, but really well written, performed, believable, funny, smart, poignant, all of those things. And again, those trousers.
Those trousers.
And you need to make me those trousers.
Make your own. My number 1 is 12 Years a Slave, so it was your number 2. And it is just, I mean, when I saw it, it was back in January, because obviously that's when it came out here, and I was like, well, everyone better just go home, because no other film is going to top that film this year. I'll be really surprised if it's not a number 1 at the end of the year, because it is just the most harrowing, relentless, horrific story done so well. I mean, you come out of the film feeling like you've really just been through the ringer, and then you immediately feel guilty because what you've just been through is nothing compared to what happens in the film, and then you feel bad all over again. So it's just, you just feel hollow at the end. There you have it. That's our mid-year review. Let's see if
how many of those
the end of the year,
till the end?
Do they keep it? I don't know. I can't think of any challenges that might be coming up. I'm sure there will be a few.
Transformers Age of Extinction, maybe.
Well, last year, for me, Tom Hanks came in right at the last minute and stole the show with Captain Phillips, so it could happen. Do you agree? What's your top 5 films of the year? Perhaps tell us that in a comment or a tweet or whatever. And all those links, if you want to follow us on Twitter or Facebook, are in the description box below. And we will see you soon with another video. Bye! No. What was the thing in the song where he did the Adam Driver bit that you...
Well, that's the...
Hey, Mr. President, I don't want to go
yeah, that one.
outer space. Yeah.
That one. You enjoyed that?